What we're going to do today is use graffiti letters to teach you how to demonstrate an awareness of light. Let me show you what's on my computer. So I'm attached to this PowerPoint, and the font I'm looking at I made up based on this one, but you've got all sorts of easy fonts. Nothing to stop you from tracing off the computer screen. If you want, you can zoom in. There's a button here that does it. There's also a color wheel. You choose your fonts. Okay, so the one I did, I made up my own one from this word art. Okay, so when it comes to drawing it, you might find your letters getting smaller and smaller as you get to the edge of the page. If that happens, it means you didn't plan it out. Just turn the paper over, try again on the other side and do them a little bit smaller. Don't worry, it happens to everyone. Okay. So more letters is better, which is why I'm writing my own name. For grade 1, 2, they just do their initials. Grade 5, 6, more letters is better. Okay, which way is the light coming from? I'm going to do it coming from this way. And the first thing I have to do is put reflections in. You have to think, if light was striking a surface from this direction, where would the reflections be and where would the shadows be? So this is a way of getting a really cool 3D poppy effect. There's no wrong way. Okay, now the next thing is on the opposite side, there's going to be a shadow. So use whatever you've got. I quite often do them in crayons because it's so much faster. I'm doing mine in a marker which is running out, so you can see my lines better. Colour pencils work. Some people have nice sets of coloured markers. Now here's something to think about. You've got letters that have holes in them. A's, O's. Light is coming from this side. So there's going to be a shadow here that's going to hit that surface. The same with the O. There's going to be a shadow on this side. It's going to hit this surface, but then there's going to be a shadow on this side. So think about it if you have letters in your name that have those holes. B, P, O, A. If you get it wrong, people will find your work less convincing. It has to be all the light coming from the same direction, all the shadows in the same direction for it to look convincing. Now what I'm planning to do with this one is to teach you how to do the fire effect. It's a pretty simple formula, you just have to follow it. The colours you will need are yellow, followed by orange, followed by red, and then a neutral sort of dark grey or dark blue or purple for any bits you've missed. So mine's coming along really nicely, looking nice and 3D. And that's just the start. Now we're going to add an effect in. Looking forward to being surprised by your choices of graffiti fonts. There's so many to choose from, or even make your own up. Here we go. We have my name written in graffiti letters. Okay, now what I need is a yellow, an orange, and a red. Okay, starting with yellow, I'm going to do the shapes of flames. Starting from the bottom, you always have to do it in the same system and do a little bit of overlap, like little flamey bits. That'll go into the next layer, which in this case will be orange. Well, actually, in every case, you always do it in that order. If you muck it up or reverse it, it's never as effective. Just stick to the formula. I've learnt that from experience. You can try making flames with, say, blues and purples. Yeah, it's effective, but nothing like the real deal. Okay, step 1, yellow. Step 2, orange. So you follow the same thing. Make sure you go around these parts. And you do the same thing in the next layer. You do little licks of flame going up into the next level. People use this technique a lot for hot rod cars. And try to get away with not having to stop and sharpen my pencil. Let's see if I can make it. See, it's already starting to look good. Here we go. The last colour will be red. Do that same thing again and flick up into the next layer. Very cool, very easy to achieve. Make sure you don't go over your reflections, that would be unfortunate. That's the whole reason we outlined them in the first place. To make it easier to remember not to go over them. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to do is find a really nondescript sort of colour. Usually like a grey or a purple. This is going to just fill in the spaces where the flame is not. Trying to keep my strokes all in the same direction. Okay, so here we have it. I have created my own graffiti font, used my creativity. I have demonstrated an awareness of light and spacing. I haven't got smaller and smaller as I run out of room. I've put reflections in, I've put shadows in, and we've learnt how to do the flame effect. Voila!